Welcome to Not So New News. Come along with us as we continue to discover an Appalachian time gone by. Today's article comes from the town of Whitesburg in Letcher County, Kentucky's newspaper, the Mountain Eagle. Volume 5, Number 4, Industrial Edition, Second Section, dated June 6, 1912. Page 7 is unnamed and continued in today's reading. News! While this is not a news edition, a few items must be mentioned. Since our last issue, many things have transpired. The death of our dear friend, Wash Ambergy of Pine Top, is noted. Mr. Ambergy and his wife had been long members of the regular Baptist Church, and his loss will be felt heavily by his neighbors and other good citizens of Knott and Letcher. The burning of the home and all of its contents of Tom Meade, Matt's son, at Dean is also regretted. He was already a poor man, sickly, and with a large family, and his loss will prey heavily upon him. The people ought to run readily to the succor of this unfortunate family and put them back as in good shape as possible. News of the drowning of the bright 14-year-old son of Jim Stone comes to us from Appalachia. The boy was in bathing and was seized with cramps. His mother was the daughter of Uncle Madison Collins of this county. Boys have no business being in the water where there are no grown folks. Theodore Roosevelt and President Taft have been whooping it up, hooray, and it seems Teddy has actually jumped into the rear. By the time of our next issue reaches its readers, they will be flocking in hosts to Chicago and ready to begin the hottest battle of all the ages to come off on the 18th. Champ Clark and his hound dog, spelt it right this time, are still pulling in the lead, though that dog might get a darn good cuffing at Baltimore Hunt scheduled to come off on the 25th. Farmers are heeling away at their crops, and reports of corn and garden truck looking fine coming over our private grapevine. The apple crop is almost a half bluff, and Choo Choo says there are fine prospects for a good crop this year. Cabbages looking nice. A number of people have come to town and gone back home. Not enough news in this to pay for the ink. Trade in town has nearly took wings and flew away, mostly because we won't advertise, leaving our businessmen to lean back in the shady fronts and occasionally swat a fly. The hot weather or something else has filled up the jail. More than a dozen are now boarding there, and Jackson Cox is kept busy keeping straight the sanitary conditions therein. The post office at Bentley has discontinued, leaving us entirely absquatted from mail connection with Jenkins unless we go round by the Red Sea. 1,000 others could be mentioned, but we will wait till next week or perish by the wayside. This concludes today's reading of page 7 of the June 6, 1912 Mountain Eagle. We at Kentucky, Tennessee Living would like to thank you for your continued support as we bring to you the history of the Appalachian Mountains.